The issue starts with a dark, gritty interrogation. We see a former associate of the Kingpin tied up in chains. The man explains that while the Kingpin was working with ninjas recently, he still kept some old-school guys around. He is trying to negotiate with a figure hidden in the shadows. The thug reveals that Fisk, Kingpin, had dug up dirt on Spider-Man before he was taken down, specifically regarding the tech Spidey uses. He reveals that Fisk discovered the equipment, web shooters, goggles, and robots, is all manufactured by some test tube jockey named Peter Parker. The thug tries to sell this information to the figure in the shadows, hoping to make a quick buck since he is out of a job. The figure in the shadows is revealed to be the villain Blackout. He is not interested in paying for the information, he is interested in using it. Blackout steps forward, looking demonic, with sharp claws and teeth. He brutally murders the informant, ending the negotiation instantly. Blackout declares his intentions. He wants his name to once again be synonymous with murder. He now possesses the dangerous knowledge that Peter Parker is the tech supplier for Spider-Man, giving him a direct target to reach the hero. We cut to a much brighter scene at an apartment on Central Park West. Peter, Otto, is having dinner with Aunt May and her husband, J. Jameson. Otto is devouring a massive stack of wheat cakes, with Aunt May noting she has not seen him eat like this since he was 16. This subtly shows Otto enjoying Peter's youthful metabolism. J. Jameson jokes that Peter will end up a chubby, middle-aged man if he is not careful. Otto, playing the dutiful nephew, charms Aunt May, kisses her on the cheek, and tells her that he is finally making time for the people who mean the most to him. He explains that being his own boss allows him to prioritize things he neglected before. Aunt May is overjoyed to have him around, completely unaware of the true mind behind the face. The dynamic shifts as dinner continues. J. Jameson pulls Peter aside for a serious conversation. He admits that he once thought Peter took May for granted, skipping appointments and rushing off all the time, but he is pleased with the attention Peter has been showing her lately. Otto attributes the change to taking a hard look at his life and realizing it was a spectacular mess. Jay then brings up Spider-Man. He echoes May's concerns and says they want Peter to sever ties with the hero. Jay points out that Spider-Man has become too brutal lately, making it difficult to tell him apart from the criminals he fights. The irony hangs heavy as he is criticizing the man standing right in front of him. Otto defends his own alter ego. He argues that Spider-Man is simply reevaluating his methods and refusing to let psychopaths get away with murder. He also uses the excuse that the money Spider-Man pays him is too good to turn down. Jay counters by mentioning the Hobgoblin incident when Peter was snatched off the street. He says that Peter's connection to Spider-Man puts a target on his back. Jay warns that if anything happened to Peter, it would destroy May. Otto looks Jay straight in the eye and makes a solemn vow that he will never let anything happen to Aunt May. Jay accepts this. The scene ends on a warm note as May takes a photo of Otto, who is Peter, and Jay together, declaring that nothing could spoil this day. As Otto leaves the apartment, we enter his internal thoughts. He reflects that Jay is right about Peter Parker never truly appreciating May. Otto remembers his own shameful past, recalling how he once tried to marry May, as Dr. Octopus, just to exploit her inheritance. He admits to himself that he was nothing more than a common criminal back then. Now, living Peter's life, he sees a chance to fix not only his own mistakes, but Peter's as well. He criticizes Peter's logic, calling it imbecilic to create a secret identity for protection, and then paint a target on one's back by publicly declaring that Peter Parker is Spider-Man's tech supplier. Otto resolves to clean up this mess, confident that with the Kingpin gone, very few people know the secret. Otto rides the subway, a mode of transport he absolutely despises. He uses the downtime to test the signal strength of his Spider Eyes monitoring bots deep underground. He believes his surveillance state makes him more productive. Suddenly, an alert appears on his phone. He expects it to be a petty crime he can hand off to the police. Instead, the feed shows a camera inside Aunt May's apartment. He sees the villain Blackout crashing through the window. Otto's confidence shatters instantly as he realizes the threat is immediate. Panic sets in. Otto is still in Midtown and knows he must race back. Inside the subway car, he abandons his civilian disguise, changing into his Spider-Man costume. He aggressively shoves passengers aside, shouting, "Out of my way, fools!" Back at the apartment, chaos erupts. J. Jameson bravely tries to protect May, grabbing a fireplace poker and yelling for her to get out while he holds the intruder off. The confrontation inside the apartment is brief and brutal. Blackout mocks Jay's courage before striking. He taunts the old man, saying, "It's lights out," and attacks. May's screams fill the room. Blackout knocks Jay unconscious with a heavy blow. He then turns toward Aunt May, grabbing her from behind and silencing her. The page ends with Jay lying on the floor, barely conscious, calling out for his wife, but she is already gone. Spider-Man swings through the city at desperate speed, ordering his robots to switch to infrared and ultraviolet vision to search for any trace. He reaches the apartment building and tears the door open. Inside, he finds Jay sitting on the floor, holding his head but still alive. Jay looks up, broken, and delivers the words, "He's taken May." Jay explains what happened. He describes the attacker as having a hideous face and calling himself Blackout. He says Blackout made it clear he is targeting Peter. Blackout leaves behind a cheap disposable phone and tells Peter to wait for a call if he ever wants to see his aunt alive again. Jay panics and suggests calling the police, but the warning is clear. If the police get involved, May dies. Jay breaks down, saying Blackout laughed every time May screamed. Otto, burning with rage, promises Jay that he will bring May back safe and sound, adding the chilling words, "by any means necessary." The burner phone rings. Otto answers, and Blackout is on the line. Otto demands proof of life. Blackout briefly puts a gagged Aunt May on the phone to show she is alive. He then explains his demands. He wants Peter to sabotage Spider-Man's equipment. He wants the web fluid to clog, the goggles to go dark, and the robots to be infected with a virus. Blackout believes that without his tech, Spider-Man is helpless. He plans to kill Spider-Man, but only after gaining the advantage. He says he will call daily from new disposable phones and mentions that he gets bored easily, hinting at torture if Peter delays. Otto attempts to trace the call, but Blackout hangs up, warning him not to push his luck. Otto crushes the phone in his mechanical hand and calls Blackout a fool. Otto makes it clear that he does not need to trace calls the way the police do. He is the superior Spider-Man. His Spider Eyes bots blanket the entire city. He does not need a long conversation to find his enemy. The moment the call connects, his bots triangulate Blackout's location. We see Otto seated in a high-tech control chair, surrounded by glowing screens. He has already located Blackout's transport truck. Otto reflects that Blackout made a fatal mistake by assuming he was dealing with someone who makes errors or has limits. He watches the truck from afar, calmly preparing his next move. Before striking, Otto decides to gather more information. He travels upstate to a motorcycle garage to meet a man named Ketch. The mechanic confirms that he knows Blackout and reveals that Blackout murdered his sister. He warns Otto that Blackout is a half-demon with incredible strength, speed, durability, and claws sharp enough to rip out throats. He also explains that Blackout can extinguish all light in a room. Otto asks about weaknesses. The mechanic reveals that Blackout is sensitive to sunlight. He does not burn, but the light causes him pain. The mechanic bluntly advises Spider-Man to kill him. Otto listens carefully, silently absorbing every detail. Swinging back through the city, Otto processes everything he has learned. He despises the supernatural, but he knows he cannot ignore the warning. For a brief moment, he considers consulting Dr. Strange, the expert in this field. We even see Strange surrounded by the mystic arts. But Otto's ego immediately interferes. He questions whether asking for help would be selfish in another way, whether he would be placing his own pride above May's safety. He twists the logic, deciding that Peter Parker is the real problem, the one who constantly puts loved ones in danger. Otto convinces himself that he must prove he is superior by fixing this mess alone, without magic and without other heroes. Otto tracks Blackout to a disused slaughterhouse. He immediately notes that the building has no windows, which perfectly suits a light-sensitive villain. Otto stays calm and tactical. He refuses to rush in and risk May's life. He knows May has a leg injury, something he silently blames on Peter's incompetence, and that she cannot escape on her own. He decides the smartest move is to wait. Inside the slaughterhouse, Blackout taunts Aunt May, threatening to drive her out to Long Island and make her scream. Outside, dozens of spider bots gather in the shadows, their mechanical eyes glowing red in the darkness. The moment finally comes. Spider-Man crashes into the slaughterhouse through the skylight and doors at once. He goes straight for the villain, attacking Blackout immediately. Aunt May sits trapped in a corner, witnessing everything unfold. Spidey moves with incredible speed, keeping May positioned safely out of the initial clash. Blackout recovers quickly and counterattacks, throwing Spider-Man across the room. He then lunges toward May, shouting that he warned Parker about the consequences. He swipes his claws at May, screaming that Parker killed her by sending Spider-Man. Blackout moves in for the strike, but suddenly the spider-bots swarm. They do not simply attack. They form a protective force field around Aunt May. Blackout freezes in confusion and asks, "Robots?" Otto slams his fist into Blackout's face, shattering a tooth. He declares, "No more hostages, scum. Nothing can save you now." Otto hurls Blackout into the surrounding machinery. Blackout realizes too late that in a fair fight he is outmatched. The battle escalates. Spider-Man and Blackout grapple violently through the slaughterhouse, surrounded by chains, hooks, and rusted equipment. Spidey moves with speed and precision, dodging and striking without pause. Blackout tries to use the environment to his advantage, but Spidey never lets up. Blackout snarls a chilling threat. "You're the one who dies today." Blackout rips at Spider-Man's mask and shatters his eye lenses. He then unleashes his power, killing the lights and plunging the slaughterhouse into total darkness. He mocks Spider-Man, convinced that the tech in his lenses is now useless. Darkness is his domain. We see Spidey standing still in complete blackness. Blackout laughs, his demonic mouth faintly glowing. Yet Spidey remains calm, relying on his danger sense. With the lights out, Otto appears momentarily blind. Blackout taunts him, explaining that sensing danger is not the same as knowing exactly where it comes from. He strikes Spider-Man again and again in the dark with terrifying accuracy. Blackout boasts that he never needed Parker to sabotage anything. He grabs Spider-Man by the throat and lifts him into the air, claiming he never needed Peter's help to defeat him at all. The fight shifts into punishment. Blackout pins Spider-Man down and asks if Peter is watching through the robots. He hopes Peter is seeing everything. He wants Peter to witness what happens next. Blackout forces Spider-Man's jaw open and says, "Take a good look, Parker. This is what trying to be smart gets you." He leans in to bite Spider-Man's neck, but the instant he does, we see a brutal close-up. Spider-Man releases a surge of electromagnetic energy directly into Blackout's mouth. The result is savage and mutilating. The aftermath is horrific. Blackout screams in unbearable agony. Spider-Man stands over him, calmly explaining that he anticipated Blackout's habit of tearing out throats. To counter it, he reinforced his own neck and rigged it as a trap. When Blackout tried to bite him, it backfired violently. Spider-Man then turns to Aunt May. His tone shifts instantly. He becomes gentle and reassuring. He hands her a makeshift cane and tells her the police are nearby at a diner. He assures her that Blackout is too injured to follow and points her toward the exit, telling her he will finish up here. Once May is gone, Spider-Man returns to the broken villain. Blackout crawls away in terror. Spider-Man stomps down on his leg, snapping it. He taunts Blackout, saying he wanted to restore his reputation at Spider-Man's expense. Instead, Spider-Man will make an example of him. He lifts the demon high and agrees that making an example is a good idea, but Blackout misunderstood who that example would be. Spider-Man slams him onto a massive meat hook, impaling him through the shoulder and leaving him hanging. Blackout dangles helplessly. He asks if Spider-Man plans to kill him, then mocks him. Killing him would make Spider-Man a target for the police and the Avengers. Blackout assumes prison is his fate and promises he will escape one day and come after Peter Parker and Aunt May. He screams that he is a half-demon and Spider-Man has no idea who he is dealing with. Spider-Man stares back through cracked, lifeless lenses and replies, "Nor do you, but you're about to learn." The scientific torture begins. Spider-Man sets up a device in front of the hanging demon. He mentions that he has never studied a half-demon before and wonders if Blackout's teeth grow back. He prefers to learn by doing. We cut between Aunt May hobbling toward safety and Spider-Man at work. He notes that Blackout's claws are made of keratin, but far stronger than normal. Then he activates the device. It is a solar simulator. Using the weakness he learned earlier, he floods Blackout with intense artificial sunlight. Blackout screams, begging for mercy, promising to leave the country and obey any command. Spider-Man leans close and delivers his ultimatum. He orders Blackout to spread the message to everyone in the underworld. Peter Parker is off limits. If Peter, his aunt, or anyone connected to them is harmed, harassed, or even inconvenienced, Spider-Man will know. He swears that if they die in a mugging, an accident, or even a natural heart attack, he will come for Blackout. He promises the most tender of mercies if that happens. Blackout agrees in sheer terror. Spider-Man activates the solar device one final time, burning the warning into him. From a distance, Aunt May witnesses the truth, realizes Peter's connection to Spider-Man, and runs away in fear. The next day, Peter, Otto, walks down the street carrying a bouquet of flowers for Aunt May. He talks to Jay on the phone, asking about May's condition. Jay says her blood pressure and heart rate are stable, but she is badly shaken. Suddenly, a thug bumps into Peter on the sidewalk. Peter snaps instantly, shouting, "Watch yourself, idiot!" The thug steals Peter's wallet and runs, but then stops. He looks at the name inside, Peter Parker. Recognition hits him like a truck. Terror floods his face. He rushes back, shoving the wallet into Peter's hands, apologizing frantically. "I didn't know you were Peter Parker. I swear. Don't tell him, okay? Please. I've got kids." The thug flees in absolute panic. Peter watches him go, a satisfied smile forming. He quietly says, "Yes, I think this will do." His plan to use fear through Blackout to protect Peter Parker has worked perfectly. The final page takes us beneath Manhattan, into the sewers and a hidden lair. The Green Goblin watches a bank of monitors. His henchmen talk about Blackout. One of them says he almost lost his lunch seeing what Spider-Man did to him. They all agree that the Spider is not playing anymore. Wise guys, cartels, masked villains, everyone is afraid because Spider-Man has changed the rules. The Goblin is not afraid. He grins at the screens and calls the change interesting. He notes that Spider-Man reacted strongly when his family was threatened, right in the belly. A henchman asks why they should take a chance on Spider-Man now. The Goblin throws his head back and laughs, "Ha ha ha," ending the issue with the ominous reminder that this is a tradition.